Hello and welcome to Lemming TV. In today's episode, we'll be continuing with my Jelle's Monthly Crit Mode. I hope you enjoy. So, if you didn't see the last episode, then of course as you would have noticed, I've restarted the entire career mode. That's because my computer crashed, but check the old video for more details. But as you can see here, it's quite similar from last season with Balls of Chaos and Shining Swarm battling for the top, of course. Balls of Chaos won the last full season. Salisbury's were ahead at the halfway season, but we won't get them a championship for that. So in today's episode, we'll be doing the 5-meter sprint and also funnel endurance. I hope you enjoy. So before we go into the 5-meter sprint, let's check our message center. Bob feels the lack of speed there requires some special treatment. So we've not got the most speed, so we'll just leave that for now. Worst comes to worst, we'll do a training session. And Jeff is feeling tired, and as I said, we're probably going to do a training session, which is we'll check our locker and see if we've got anyone with decent speed. Jeff here, 100 speed. Lord Palm's son. So yeah, Jeff will probably be doing the 5-meter sprint for us, but we'll need to try and get his tiredness down. So we will do a short training session then. So firstly, we've got speed. Of course, Jeff has 100 speed, so there's not really much point in sending him out, but Bob here doesn't have much, only 40, so even if we get the perfect run, he will be far from being filled, so that is the best option for us to do here. So let's go. Decent start so far, and I think we might be able to get all of them. There we go. And that gives us an extra 30%, which means Bob is now at 70% speed. Next up is endurance. So of course, next event is not an endurance event, but the final endurance is an endurance event, so we should start paying for someone who will go up for that, and I believe Bob here has the highest endurance, so we'll send him out and see if we can try and get him to 100 endurance, or very close to 100 in preparation for the funnel event. Unfortunately, we just about missed the last two there, but still 16%. That'll get him up to 93. Next up is strength. I don't believe that there are many strength events coming up. Of course, they're more towards the middle of the season, so we'll probably just choose someone who has fairly low strength. So if I believe that would be Jeff as of right now. So let's go and get rolling here. So down we go. Few in a straight line there. We do miss quite a few, but we are able to get 7. That's an extra 14%. He's up to 85, 83. I mean. Next up, motivation. So again, we've got pretty decent motivation, apart from Lord Palm's son, who's only at 65. So we'll put him out for this run here. As we get rolling, we do miss one there, but we're able to collect the rest. That's an extra 16% there, so he's now up into 81%. Next up, health. So I think we've got pretty decent health all around. Lord Palm's son again has the lowest health, but I might put Bob out as he'll be doing the fun endurance event for us, and he is fairly low health, only 77%, and we won't use Lord Palm's son for a little while, so we'll put Bob out now. Let's see what we can do here. A decent run so far. Able to get all of them, and that's a full 30% there. That means Bob will get to 100%. And finally, tiredness. One of the main reasons we came here, we have to put Jeff out as he'll be doing our next event, but he has 59% tiredness. So hopefully we should be able to lower that down a little bit, as we just slightly miss the first one, and that means we're only able to get 8. Still, that's 16%. So it is only 43%, which isn't the worst. So now that we have done that, we will go and let's head into the 5-meter sprint. So if you don't know what the 5-meter sprint is, then it's just basically a sprint to the end. There's not really much to it. The current marble record in our career mode is 5.846 by the Meadow Yellow. So let's jump into the first round. Cobalt's, Crazy Cat's Eyes, Roho Road, and Shining Storm. Of course, Shining Storm and Crazy Cat's Eyes quite close to the lead. Crazy Cat's Eyes on their return ever since season 1, and it's going to be close between them and Shining Storm to go through. And Shining Storm will just about take it with the Roho Rolls. Crazy Cat's Eyes and Cobalt's will be knocked out in the first heat, of course. Top 2 in the heats will go through into the next heat. So we have Hornets, Speeders, Oceanics, and the Yarbles. Of course, Hornets their first and last ever season in the career mode, and they're currently leading the way with the Oceanics. So Hornets and Oceanics go through. Yarbles, of course, the only team in our career mode which doesn't exist in real life apart from us, and Savage Speeders also knocked out there. So now we're up against Balls of Chaos Championship leaders Midnight Wisp and Team Primary. As I said, Jeff, who has 100 speed, will be heading out for this event. So let's see what can we do here. So far we've got a decent start, currently in first position, and we do go through a sight between Midnight Wisp and Team Primary. Midnight Wisp, who are using their joke in this event, will go through, and Team Primary and Balls of Chaos Championship leaders are out in the first heats. And finally, Snowballs, Green Ducks, Limers, and Orangers. Let's see what they can do. Very close between the first few, but Orangers streaking off right at the end. And them and the Snowballs, of course, two teams who have historically won championships in our career mode in the past, go through with Green Ducks, Limers being knocked out, as you can see here. But positions from 9th down to 16th. Of course, you can see Balls of Chaos with 0, so not looking great for the championship leaders there. So quite likely Shining Storm or another team would take it. Talking about Shining Storm, here they are now with the Roho Rollers, Hornets and Oceanics. Oceanics and Hornets falling back very fast. It looks like Shining Storm Roho Rollers will advance there. Into the next round, ourselves, Midnight Wisps, Orangers, and the Snowballs. Here we'll of course keep Jeff, as he's been doing pretty well so far, so no real need to change him up. Let's see, it's going very close between us and the Orangers, but the Orangers drinking away with it. And there we go. Midnight Wisps under 7 seconds as well, so as you can see here, all positions 5 till 16th. Of course, we did a solid time there, putting us at 5th. Then the Snowballs, of course, behind us, and both Fuzzbees, the two teams knocked out in the other round. So now into the final, Shining Storm, Roho Rollers, Midnight Wisp, and No Rangers. Midnight Wisp and No Rangers are using their Joker here, and it looks like O Rangers are going ahead with it, and they've won, I believe, ahead of the Midnight Wisp. Shining Storm in 3rd, and Roho Rollers in 4th. As you can see here, positions 1 down to 16. So we see the podium. Was this here for the championship? Balls of Chaos, quite incredibly, stay at the top of the tables. They have 65 points, whilst O Rangers are climbing up 59 points behind. Then, incredibly, even though the Shining Storm were able to get a medal here, they fall down a position with them at 57 points. Midnight Wisp also doing well. They climb up to 4th. Crazy Cat Size in this position. Then there's the Snowballs, South Speeders, Cobalts, Green Ducks, Hornets, Roho Rollers, Oceanics, the Yarbles. We climb up to 14th. Limers and Team Primary are in last position. So next up is Funnel Endurance, but before we head into that, we'll check our messages. So how many podiums did the Jawbreakers gain? Marble League 16. I didn't watch Marble League 16, I only started watching in 2019, so I have no idea. But 3 seems a fairly decent guess for what an average team would score, and it was 2, so fairly close. But Jeff has been feeling tired, so we might as well just send him to a health club, as that could have potentially cost us for between 5th and maybe going up slightly higher. But it's not about Jeff in this event, it's about Bob, because we are going into the Funnel Endurance. Of course, we're not going to use our Joker until later on in the season. That's normally my strategy for these sort of things. So let's jump into the Funnel Endurance. Hornets using their Jokers, by the way. So, if you don't know what Funnel Endurance is, basically you want to stay in the funnels for as long as possible, and the funnels increase in size the further down you go. So you saw the marbles were able to get through the first 5 funnels pretty quickly with like only really 10% of the run, but the rest they'll spend going through the final 5 funnels, which are much larger, especially the green ones, which take quite a long time to get through. So let's skip through the example run and go to the first one. Cobalts, Crazy Cats, Roho, Shining Storm, Hornets, Savage Speeders, and a couple other teams I didn't see there. They're going into this one. As we see here, of course, the record is a 104 by the Thunderbolts. As you can see, all the marbles really just crowding through into those funnels. Jawbreakers, not Jawbreakers, Yarbles, I mean, they're currently, I believe, in first, but they seem to have lost a position, a few positions. Rohorol's there in last position, going into these ones here. And Oceanics now have taken the lead. I do believe that the Hornets, who are using their Joker, are in this round, so let's see what they can do. Rohorolers so far are in last position, and it looks like that the Oceanics and the Yarbles were the teams furthest ahead. Savage is coming last, then the Roho Rollers, Shining Swarm, Crazy Cat Size, Oceanics, Hornets, then the Yarbles and Cobalts. So of course, top 4 going into the finals, bottom 4 knocks out, which means Crazy Cat Size, Shining Swarm, Roho Rollers, and Savage Speeders will not advance any further. But now we will decide who the last 4 finalists will be between us, Green Ducks, our Rangers, Balls of Chaos, Midnight Wisp, Limers, Team Primary, and Snowballs. So as I said before, we will send Bob out, but he has lost a little bit of endurance, but still he is the highest one here, so not expecting to do very well. Of course, our Rangers and Balls of Chaos are in here, currently top 2 in the championship, so let's see what everyone here can do. So far it looks like Midnight Wisp, who are positioned well in the championship, are in first, but they have been overtaken by the Green Ducks, I believe, as now Balls of Chaos take first position. Of course, this layout used right here is different to the one in real life, which has one small font then one big one, which I felt was more interesting than this one, but that's only my opinion. So as we see the marbles dropping down into the green funnel here, I believe Limers are the first ones to go through. Remember, all we have to do is be in the top 4, which we currently are, as long as we can hold on here. Let's see what can we do. It looks like the Midnight Wisps, I believe, are going through first, and we will survive into the finals alongside the O-Rangers and 2 other teams I can't remember. I think it was, yeah, it's Green Ducks and the Limers. So you can see here positions 9 down to 16. There, of course, some big names in this season so far, like Balls of Chaos, Shining Swarm, and Midnight Wisp, which means it's pretty good for the O-Rangers to try and capitalise. Now, of course, the Rangers were pretty good time there, 107.8. That's not far off from the record. So now into the finals, we've got Alistair Yarbles, Green Ducks, Hornets, Limers, Oceanics, Cobalts, and the O-Rangers. Of course, we're sticking out with Bob for this round. So let's see, what can we do? So far, I believe we're right in the middle of the pack. Very close between all of the teams. All where it looks like a few marbles got stuck in the entry into the blue funnel there. So very interesting. I think that happened in another one of my seasons, or I've just been playing alone, but I have seen that before, and that does mean that they have saved, been stuck for a little while. But that's a good thing in this event, as you want to save for as long as you can. So far, Oceanics leading the way, and we're in a solid position in second place there. Let's see who's in last. I believe that's Green Ducks, Cobalts, Rangers, Limers, and we're in third position. So, can we do anything in this last one to try and overtake the Yarbles or Oceanics, or at least keep our own position on the podium, which will be pretty good so far considering the rest of our results. It looks like we are second, and the Oceanics will bag in their first win of the season with a new Marble League record of a 105.26 for, us at least. Of course, some pretty good times for everyone there. So, let's see what that does for the championship after we see our podium there. This doesn't do much for the top of the championship, but the Rangers are really close to Balls of Chaos now. But Hornet, so of course he's their Joker, leaping up into 5th position. Oceanic climbing up to 6th. Then Crazy Cat's Eyes and Snowballs continue ascending down the order. We're up to 9th position, even though we started this episode in last. Then the Cobalts, Green Ducks, Yarbles, Savage Speeders dropping down to 13th, then Limers, Rolls, and Team Primary in last. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!